Phil, great to see you again. Thanks for inviting me over. Great to see you around the factory. I think it's really interesting. We talked at Apex, we talked before about the JV. So much has happened politically since then, and that's impacting where things are coming from, where things are made. Where does that leave you in terms of the partnership with Unicomp and where those products are going to be manufactured?
Yeah, thanks for being here. Always great to see you, Phil. So the great thing about what's happening today is that it's an ever dynamic environment, right? Which makes life very interesting. Our ability to have manufacturing here, manufacturing in Asia, gives a lot of flexibility, right? Where we can define where things are manufactured, depending on where and how we sell, and by how much we sell. So we have, and that's a process we're going now, and it hasn't stopped. It has accelerated, which is building or bringing a lot of those products that have been very successful in Asia to be manufactured here in the US. So that's an ongoing process, and definitely, the tariffs, right, have accelerated the process, but the tariffs have not defined the process. As a U.S. manufacturing company, we have this beautiful factory here in Southern California. It's always been our intent to make products here because we believe, you make where you sell.
I mean, I see it isn't a response because when we first talked about it, I don't know, back in a couple of months ago, that was always clearly the strategy. And when you look at the strategy of manufacturing companies, it reflects that. EMS companies want to build in region. I think they're looking for the same from their suppliers. It will protect them against the tariff issue, but it'll also protect them against other supply chain disruptions.
Correct. And as not only tariffs, but as this geopolitical activities happen and develop, when you look for a supplier, a capital equipment supplier like an X-ray inspection system, you want to be able to talk to a local supplier, right? That not only has a sales team in territory, but also has engineering for application development, has spare parts, and has all the support you need to keep your operations going. And that's where we're seeing some more, especially larger customers that have a global footprint. They're looking for in-territory solutions. And thankfully, we are one of the very few companies with factories in different continents, right? Europe, in Americas, and then Asia.
And that ability to deliver locally is huge. What I think is really interesting and what I've been able to see here is actually open the machines and have a look inside them. And the quality of the stuff that's coming in from Unicomp is exceptional.
It's impressive.
A beautifully made piece of kit. That kind of fits in with your strategy of having that very high level of quality, which you can feel comfortable about putting the Made in America brand on as well.
Correct.
It's really important to have that synergistic approach to the way products are made. Did that surprise you, or is that something you was that a gate for you? Did you know that at the get-go?
That was the reason why this relationship made sense, right? Otherwise, I mean, I've been around this market now for a while, and I've been around other X-ray manufacturers from Asia, and the quality was just not there. So it never really made sense. And once we got to know Unicomp and understand their strategy around value and quality, right? They, if you look in Asia, they're not the low cost providers, right? They are aiming at the top of the market with quality and performance, and that really aligns with who we are, with our DNA. So when we had an understanding, we have that mind meld, the synergistic strategy. Like, okay, it makes a lot of sense. We're here, we want to go there. They're there, they want to come here. So let's get together and then create this global brand faster and more efficiently than we could have done, going alone.
And the other thing that you're melding together is two kind of product maps. You've always come from the smaller machine, desktop machine, smaller volume. They're obviously coming at it completely from the other end. They're highly automated, big machines. How have those two product lines meshed together?
It's a great question because I think it's such a beautiful representation of the state of our economies, right? I mean, as we've been catering to American manufacturing, which
Super
is
high mix.
High mix, low volume, right? High mix, low volume, where we have to have very easy to use software, high turnaround of employees and operators, right? So we come from a position where software is really a critical thing and make that user experience as seamless as possible.
Yeah.
They come from the high volume, low mix, right? Because that's exactly what the Chinese economy is right now, right? It's been growing up and still growing, monotonically over the past 25, 30 years. Yeah. And so they come from the perspective of we have to, build things and build performance for for those manufacturers like BYD, Foxconn, etc. So they beautifully intersect, right? We have some crossover in some of our products, but now we can offer, right, our customers who have bought some of our manual systems or semi-automated systems, we can offer them the AXI 3D, food laminography systems in a very seamless way, right? Yeah. So we keep that approach in the same way we can offer the Asian customers and the European customers a very easy to use, low barrier to entry solution that some of those customers also want. Yeah. So it's a very interesting way that these product lines are able to merge. I mean, if it wasn't untrue, I would have told you that we planned for this, but we didn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was very accidental.
Absolutely. One of the key factors there when you talk about software, and obviously that's something you've done, is focus on software that's maybe makes it easier to train people, maybe makes it easier to get new products on the production line. As you say, in a very high volume environment, that isn't so critical. But how has it been in terms of interoperability? When you look at a manufacturer that's got your machines and they're going to add maybe an AXI on the end, they want some level of confidence that the data that comes out of that machine can interface with your data. It'll feel somewhat similar, but it's also homogeneous in some way that it can help them shift the needle in their own performance.
Yeah, and that's why our core as a software company comes to play, right? In the ability to just make that data interface seamless to our customers, not only in the same X-ray platforms, but also with every other platform that we're going to be integrating with. Yeah. Right. Yes. I love what you said out of Apex, right? Talent. Yeah. Tariffs.
Yeah. And AI.
Yeah. So that's...
And it speaks to all three, doesn't it?
Speaks to all three.
It speaks to all three. And on the AI side, you look at what some companies are doing with respect to AI and trying to broaden it out outside of their business. I think my first thought is to make AI successful, you need this incredible domain knowledge. You need to know how to interrogate an X-ray image, and then you need to know how to use that to feed back to quality. Is that something you're working on, and is that something you can easily integrate the data from the Unicomp machines into?
Yeah. So we got a patent in, when was it, 2019, 2018, for a fully autonomous X-ray system, right? And we're working really hard towards that. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. So, so as part of this, if you think about it as a platform, right, where we're driving towards autonomy, the ability to take those data sets from any machine becomes part of our DNA. So we're kind of been building our software with that end in mind for the past 7 years or so. Yeah. So that's been very much our plan.
Yeah. And I guess your machines are already doing it. When you look at the solutions you provide, they're not just finding out which products they should keep and which ones they should reject. They've got to be feeding back to process and saying, this happened because of this.
Correct. And then, like we've discussed in past conversations, you can take that next step and say, hey, this happened because of that, so go ahead and change this on that specific machine. And by the way, do you want me to do that? It's already done. Thank you very much. It's already fixed, right? Yeah. So that's what we drive as an industry, which is super exciting. This is a super exciting time to be in the industry. It really is, because there's so much happening so fast. Yeah. And what I find really invigorating is the fact that the excitement is going outside the industry. So very talented, smart people are looking like, oh, wait a minute, look at all the stuff happening there.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to go. So it's bringing an incredible amount of talent, creativity, and innovation to what used to be a dull, stack of beige machines, one after the other.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone said to me one time, how do we make this industry look sexy? I'm like, it isn't sexy,
Isn't
guys.
sexy.
It's, it's sustainable, it's good. But at the moment, it feels pretty sexy. So
feels pretty sexy.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
On that note, stay well. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks,
and we'll talk again soon.
Appreciate you.